What's up, guys? Crazy Bananas here, and today I'm going to be returning to the Stanley parable, or parable, or however you want to pronounce it. I decided to do another session of this game after the last session that involved baby barbecues, cargo lift suicides, and a whole lot of other stuff, including Minecraft and all that stuff. Yeah, let's get right back into the game. Why don't you load faster? And now we play the waiting game. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know where I'm going with that. Come in! I want to get in the game and annoy the narrator. Alright, guys. Back from that jump cut. Had to, skip the loading screen. I don't know why it loads so slowly, but whatever. Let's go back into the game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, maybe.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Just turn that off, and it's a keep on the oil level walking.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's see, last time I went through the right door, so let's go through the left door, see what happens.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah. How to solve a dispute. Let it fall up inside you, take out. Using slides to assure employees that everything's okay. Make sure the slide has a slick blue graphic in the heading. Throw some bevel on all the font. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Ah, that's so nice. I'm glad you said that. What's in here? Anything in here?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't know. There might be some in here.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be
I don't know. I mean, this is a pretty cool looking broom closet, to be honest, so.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet
Hey! This is a children's channel. Don't you be doing that on here.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
Yeah.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
This duct tape is beautiful. This monkey wrench. I want to marry it.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
The wrench is Origami Killer.
Because literally, this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
I just get that broom and broom closet, but then there's just a little broom off in the corner.
Maybe to you, this is somehow its own branching.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe
you know,
when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Well, this is my favorite ending so far.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I'm not fat, I'm just big boned.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the
I did not die.
Nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video
just
game
died for a little
mechanics
bit there.
and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
You know, I still want to see if there's something interesting in that broom closet.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Well, this is interesting. Look at this mop bucket. That was an interesting broom closet, I'll tell you what.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Nope. Well, I'm leaving.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange
How would you even be able to get the car out of here? I don't see any way.
Why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream.
It's a dream.
What a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space.
I'm afraid of the heights.
And it too appeared. It was so
I'm afraid of the heights.
and
Yeah.
Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
I'm afraid of the heights.
Then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and
Yeah, am I
thinking? Now
seriously
the voice
crazy?
was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for
Well,
himself?
that's true.
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his
What?
life.
Wait.
Now,
Wait a minute. Whoa, 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 whoa.
It was quite a shock to
What?
Stanley. After all, he knew for certain
How do I get back here again?
that this was in fact a dream.
How
Did
do
the
I
voice
get back to my
seem
car?
slow to make
What?
the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Well,
My life is normal.
I
I am normal. Everything will be fine.
wouldn't say that
I am
I wouldn't say the
okay.
button pusher is normal, but whatever.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
No, I better not be dying. No,
And everything went black.